With over 15 years of experience owning and operating her own hair salon, her world was dramatically changed when she was sentenced to 38 months in federal prison. Ms. Samuel-McKiver had to quickly adjust to setbacks, which ultimately positioned her for the comeback in society. Today, she is a proud co-owner of Glow Boutique and Silky Curls LLC. She continues to exemplify what it means to persevere through your obstacles. It gives me great honor and pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Tamikia Samuels-McKiver.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to use the podium. Everybody asks me, are you nervous? It's really not. You can't be nervous when you're telling your truth.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when you are well known. So as soon as the feds come to get me, I'm all over everybody's cell phone. Everybody's sending it to everybody else they know. They showing the product people when they come into their salon.
Wow.
So, I'm sitting there going through everything that I got going on. I got the world watching. I can't hide. I can't be in the corner. I can't fight this thing alone. I got to hold my head up.
That's right.
And continue to go.
That's right.
I spent one day in the county. I come home, I go right back to work. I had my sister come pick me up from Durham. Let me take a shower. I tell my husband, I'm going to work. He's like, what you mean? I got to go to work.
That's right.
Because now I got this case, I got to pay for a lawyer. You don't get a chance to sit down and try to figure this out and cry. I cried enough while I was there.
I know that's
and looking around and deciding I don't want to be here. That one day was enough for me. So as I'm fighting this thing for 17 months, I'm just holding my head, I'm just praying, I'm just going through the motions. I'm trying not to jump out the window. Because that's what the voice in my head was telling me. Like, you can't do this. You don't want to do this. You don't even know what you got going on. You don't know what's you just fighting this thing and you fighting yourself. The best thing I could do was work. In between that, I was at home. And just trying to keep my sanity and just keep my home together and not think about the worst. And I'm praying. And when that day came for sentencing, that morning I was like, it was 18 months. That's what the Lord told me, 18 months. So I'm like, okay, I think I could do 18 months, or it could be 18 months probation. That's what I'm really thinking. So when the time comes, that man say 38 months. I'm like, hold on, Lord, you put 20 more on me. you didn't tell me that. So we leave from court. My husband driving, because I drove myself all the way there. I got my friends with me. They had other cars, and I get back in the car and I'm looking up the prison he said I was going to, and I'm looking on the commissary. I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for what I'm about to have to endure in 45 days. I just moved into a nice big salon. I mean, thought it was the best thing that I could have ever done in my career. Like, I had a business for 11 and a half years. I've never had to close. So that's unfolding in front of me. I was planning a wedding when they indicted me. So I'm sitting there like, what am I going to do about that? Like, I'm not married. Is he going to leave? What about my house? What about my son? At the time, my son was 16 years old, and my son is nonverbal. How he going to understand that his mother's not here? How am I going to make this as normal for him and my whole family and myself? So, only thing I could think of was I leave my son at the home with my boyfriend. That finally we got married before I went. But that was my whole thinking, like, I just gotta make this as normal for him as possible so that I can be okay. I know it's gonna be a transition for him, but I just have to know that everything, his day to day, his normal life was gonna be the same as his mother's not gonna be there. So as I prepared myself to go, I had to go tell my people in my salon, Sabrina was there, so she heard it, that we got to close. I'm trying to figure it out and even still trying to be strong and think like, well, I can leave the salon open. That's what your ego's telling you. Leave it open. Don't close. Show them you can do this. But why even put that weight out there? Why put that on someone else? It's not that serious. I was like, you know what? I'm going to close down. It's okay. I put my stuff in the storage. And I'll do it again if that's what I'm supposed to do. And I remember the day I shut the salon down, we packed everything up. When everybody else left from that storage, I was like, I just closed my salon down. It hit me right there in that moment as I was pulling that storage shed closed that I let myself have my business go under because I was in love with the wrong person. I continuously put myself on the back burner for everybody. That cost me my life. And as I prepared myself for that night too, at my farewell party, we having a good time. It's your last time with your friends, and you got to get yourself together. And I'm, at the time, everybody's crying. And I'm like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And in my head, I don't know what's going on. I gotta go. Like I like to say, big girl school. I got to go do something I didn't know. Had no clue of. I'm on the forums. I'm on everything. I'm trying to get as much information about it. I'm calling people that I don't even talk to that I know have walked the same walk as me, because I just need to know that after this, it's life. And I remember when I was a kid playing video games, and it's crazy how video games really do prepare you for your life. Because think about it, each level in the video game you beat, you go to another level. So as I'm thinking about, I can't do this, I can't make it, but what if I do? Think about that next level. And each time it do get a little harder, but the reward when you finish it, that's the part. I remember, finishing the game was the best thing in the world. So being that I could finish, I came home. I did them, like I said, I was sentenced to 38 months, y'all. Didn't know anything. I'm sitting there doing my bath. I'm like, okay, with my good time, I got to do about 30 months. We females, I'm like, okay, so that's about 30 periods. You're trying to make it easy for yourself. I'm like, okay, I got to go to the store this week. Okay, I buy this many pads. I'm good. I'm counting them down. Then, opportunity came for me to take a program. And here go this 18, y'all. He took 18 months off the sentence.
Wow.
He never told me what the 18 months. So I didn't have to do the 18 months. I did less than 18 months. I did 15 months in prison.
Amen.
Then I did 6 months in the halfway house, but I was still able to be out here. And the first thing smoking my day, I was like, look, I need to go to work. People at the halfway house like, hold on, we gotta get your paperwork together. Okay, but I want to go to work Friday. It's Tuesday, I'm ready to go to work. It's like, I took them 15 months and I decided that everything that I had going on, I had to let somebody else handle it. Even with me, it caused me to be a better person all the way around, because if I would have just continued to be out here and being this successful entrepreneur, I wouldn't even allow my husband to be the head of the household. I needed him to be in position to be able to do what he needs to do for us to grow. Because you can't be telling a man what he gonna do. You know how we can be when we got our own business. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm good. No, I had to, in a sense, people say I was humble, but I was already humble. But I had to be more humble to allow him to do what he needed to do for our family. And that also allowed him to be the father that I always prayed for my son. They got a chance to have a bond that's deeper than me. And when I came home, my son was somebody different. Before I left, I was ironing his clothes still, picking out everything. I didn't allow him to grow up and be the man. So when I came home, he was somebody totally different. I don't have to get up and wait for him to get on the bus. He was doing everything on his own.
Wow.
So it's the things you ask for. We might not like the way that it plays out, but it's all for a purpose. Like I said, I took this 15 months, and I came up with a plan. I had a vision board inside that little locker that I had. Right. I ain't have nothing. We had 4 outfits. 4 outfits, a couple snacks. When you don't have much, you be able to make the most out of it. Yeah. And that's what I like. In a sense, I'm sad that I had to go away, but I got so much from that experience. You'll never get it until you really have to sit down and you be stripped of everything. You have to let somebody else run your life for you. So being that I had that vision board in my locker, I had a boutique on there. I said, I'm going to open this store. This was something I haven't wanted to do for the last 10 years. I couldn't step away from the chair because I got to make this guaranteed money. So we think ain't nothing guaranteed. But we putting ourselves on the back burner because I got to make this money. I got to make this money. I got to make this money. I can't do this. And who going to run that? Who going to take from me? So when I came home, you know, I was there. I called my homeboy up. I'm like, your wife got a booth? Because I already know I got to go to work. Because I do want to open this boutique, but I know I got to work to get to that point. I said I was home about 5-6 months and we opened up the boutique. You know, that time I had to be at the halfway house, they made me save money. I saved money without them telling me, but I couldn't go and come as I wanted to. I couldn't just get up and go out to eat. I couldn't just go to the movies. I had to sit down. So that forced me to save. And when it was time to open, it just flowed easily. It was never about the money. It was about doing what you were supposed to do. And you know, like I tell anybody, you know, being a business owner, it's not easy. You know, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days. But when you're doing something you really love, it just comes easy. And you're doing it with purpose. If I would have opened up that boutique 10, 12 years ago, I would have had to close that down too. Now I'm in the position of can't nothing be taken away from me at all. And this is one of many businesses. You know, even with my business partner, Judith with the Silky Curls, that came off a conversation. You know, so me even sitting up here speaking to y'all, you never know what, you know, is igniting you to continue to go because, you know, y'all looking like I went to prison. I was already in prison. In the mind.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And half of us are too because we don't allow others to rule us and stop us from doing the things we need to do. So I just want to encourage everybody and just, you know, just keep fighting regardless of what's going to happen because things are always going to happen. It's something to try to throw you off, but just got to keep going. Just think about the video game and, you know, the joy you got from finishing that and completing that and the prize at the end. Thank you, guys.